And every year in downtown Cleveland, there are more apartments for rent, and with more being built all the time, but the rent to live there is still unaffordable for many people to even consider.
Sure is. News 5's Kevin Berry explains why a new project is trying to appeal to a completely different tenant.
There's a certain paradox to the work janitors like Brian Yarborough do day in and day out. They've kept downtown office buildings clean before and now during the pandemic.
It's very expensive to live downtown.
And yet, with an income somewhere around $25,000 a year, maybe a little higher based on seniority, there's no way workers like him can live in the neighborhood where they work.
Absolutely not. The closest member who lived closer to downtown was like 59th with St. Clair. That's like the closest.
While downtown Cleveland has seen nearly 700 new apartments become available in the last year, with more than 1,000 more under construction, the overwhelming majority of them are in the luxury market with rent to match.
It's not happening because it's too expensive.
That's where the Centennial comes in. In what used to be a massive bank building, developers are planning workforce housing with people like Brian in mind.
It makes downtown more inclusive, which is important to everybody.
Tom McNona works for the Millennia Companies, which is calling these affordable units workforce housing. They're planning 868 apartment units for the Centennial's massive office towers. The first 480 could be ready in 2023.
Price points will be much lower and much more affordable, and our rents will be capped.
Rent will be tied to what a tenant makes and determine what kind of apartment they're eligible for, locking in a price much lower than what they'd pay just down the street. The original plan was to create luxury housing here too, but Tom says the coronavirus made Millennia think Cleveland needed something more affordable.
We revamped the program altogether for this project.
One of the only other options for this kind of housing is a few blocks away, where Prospect Yard has 42 units, with rent also tied to income that filled up as soon as they were finished in February. The wait list is already 85 people long.
The demand here is that we could have built 4 or 5 of these buildings.
Joe McCabe says his company, Woda Cooper, plans to do more projects like that in Cleveland because there's always going to be a need for workforce housing and a good reason to fill it, to make downtown an easier place to live.
And that's crucial to actually seek and secure new companies to move into a city or to get some major growth, is having the adequate housing to go with it.
In Cleveland, I'm Kevin Barry, News 5.